Guys, I just walked in from, I don't want to say rescuing, but picking up 3 fish from a coworker that just no longer wanted them. Him and his wife are not fish people. They got these fish and they just didn't want them anymore. So he asked if I wanted them. I said sure, because I know I can at least take care of them. Keep them for a while, and then if anything, I can rehome them properly. So check this out. Havana, of course, licking her food bowl. But there's 3 in here, and I didn't say what they were, but it's a fish I haven't had in, gosh, at least 20 years. So this is how I got them home, in a bucket. The saran wrap is just to keep it from splashing in my truck. I got an aquarium and a stand. He basically gave me everything that he had. He had the python that hooks up to your water faucet. So he gave me a lot of equipment. I'm going to plant the tank with live plants. It had just like some fake wood in it. So I'm going to plant it while I have it apart. Alright guys, so this fake wood came with what he gave me, and that was the only thing that was in the tank. There was oh, fingers are in the way. Dogs are here too. That was the only thing that was in the tank. It has a Tetra Whisper, like, hang on back filter, but it's not hang on back, it's like a hang inside filter, I guess is the best way to describe it. So I have this Anubias, and if you watched one of my last videos, I showed how I'm growing this out. Both of these came out of one pot. So this is like 2 full plants that I've been growing out of one pot, and they started as one and it splits off. So I'm going to attach those to this wood. I'm going to use super glue. I use the original super glue gel. I sell this on the website. You get a 3-pack of it. And then I like to use, this is cotton yarn. So this dissolves after a few weeks and comes apart. And the reason I use this is I super glue it, the plants to this decoration. I'll wrap it with this to hold it, and then this just kind of, I don't want to say dissolves, but gets weak, and you can just like pull it off. But that will help hold it in place until the super glue cures fully, because I'm going to glue this, attach it, and then drop it in the tank right away. So that's just what I use to hold it in place until this cures. I've also heard that this cures quicker underwater. I've never done it before, so I'm about to test that out and see if that's true or not. So let me get these attached to this decoration. Alright guys, so I have it attached. Oh, sorry about the shaky. So I have it attached. I just basically looped the thread around 3 times, tied it together. I don't care what this really looks like, because in a few weeks this will just fall off and then just the plant will be left. So I'm going to go ahead and super glue the rhizome to this decoration. Dogs are about to wrestle in the background. I'll rotate. And we're going to put just a little bit on the back side. I can get in there. Alright, I'm going to attach the other plant right here. Alright, this one is attached. I'll go ahead and put some super glue on it. sure you guys can hear the dogs running around behind me and bumping into me. Not for you. She's deaf, she can't hear me. She's very interested in what I'm doing though. I can't get to the back side of this one very well. Maybe through here. I don't know, that was super glue. And you know what sucks is I can feel I got some on my finger. That's always fun. Yeah. Great. All right. So I'm gonna let those sit just for a minute, and then we'll get this in the tank. I think with the Anubias, it's gonna make this wood look a lot better than the wood by itself. I kind of like how it almost looks like this Anubias is coming out of the wood. So yeah, so I think it's a way to dress up the aquarium and also provide benefits of having live plants to help with nitrates. So yeah, let's get this in the tank. All right guys, here's the setup. The dogs are interested in it. I got this, I don't know what you want to call it, stand. I guess it's made, this is I believe he told me it's a 15-gallon tank, which seems about right. I used 3 buckets to fill it. This stand is made for the bigger version, which I believe is a 30-gallon. So if I wanted to, I can get a bigger one. It's a bow front. I believe this is like a Tetra kit. I'm assuming the tank's a Tetra. It's got a Tetra light. It's got a Tetra filter. It's like a hang on back, but it goes on the inside. So I don't know what you call that, but it's got this lid and it was cut out perfectly for that filter. So I think it was like some sort of kit that they bought. That filter was quite large. It took up like this corner of the tank, and it already had that background. Sorry, the water's a little cloudy because I didn't rinse the gravel. The gravel had about 1 inch of water in it because I wanted to keep the bacteria alive. So when I dumped in the new water, it kind of stirred it all up. But I replaced that filter with a Hikari. That's one of the small filters. I have, you know, some of those in stock, so I took one out of inventory, tossed it in there, so that way I have my surface agitation, I have my oxygenation for the fish, and then with the plants, that's going to help with the nitrates, and the sponge filter obviously will do some filtration as well. So let's get the fish in here. They are currently drip acclimating in the fish room. This water is the same as my fish room, so they came out of soft water. They used distilled water whenever they did their water changes. So I'm acclimating them to a higher TDS right now. So let's go get them and put them in here. Alright guys, so I picked up some goldfish, and to be honest, I don't know what kind of goldfish these are. My coworker said he had 3 goldfish and they needed a new home. This one over here, and I'm sorry about this, with this bow front, it's kind of like a magnifying glass to where it makes everything look maybe a little distorted or a little bit bigger. This guy kind of looks massive on the camera. He's the biggest one, that's for sure. But with this bow front, it's kind of playing tricks. But I noticed he's got two tails, so it's like a split tail. So if you guys know what this guy is, drop it in a comment, let me know. There's this guy. He's got a kind of a cool tail. He's kind of derping around right now. I just put him in here so they're getting used to the water. And then there's this guy, and he's got, get out of the way. He's got the, I believe it's called like a wen on top of the head, and I know on some species those get really big and you have to actually trim them. This guy's is not a problem at all. It's not affecting his vision. It's not even getting close to being an issue. But yeah, let me know if you guys have an idea what these guys are. So my plan is to monitor these guys for a few weeks. I didn't quarantine them because they came out of this tank. They're in this tank. This tank is just run off air. It's not on my system at all. It's actually in my main room, my main house. That's my 75-gallon cichlid tank. So yeah, let me know what they are, and my plan is to use these guys to attack duckweed. I hear goldfish are awesome for that, so I'm going to try them out. I would prefer to use one of the smaller guys, so that way I can put them in with my guppies. I don't have to worry about this guy feasting on anything he shouldn't be. Well, the dogs are playing again. But yeah, and then I haven't, like I said earlier, or maybe in the title, I don't know how I'm doing that yet, but I haven't had goldfish in over 20 years. And I never had these kind of goldfish. I didn't have like the fancy goldfish. I always had the little small ones you could win at like the state fair. I don't even know what kind those are, but I always call them like the feeder goldfish, the real small ones. But I love watching this guy. This guy's got a lot of personality already. They've only been in this tank not even 5 minutes yet. Like, I like how he's derping around. This guy is just kind of chilling, so I'll keep my eye on him. My coworker did say one of them, I forget which one he said, would do that, would just like lay down until it was like time to eat, would go eat and then just kind of like lay down again. So I'm assuming it's that one. But these other two ones look great, so I don't think it's a water issue right now, but I'm gonna let them acclimate. I'm gonna turn the lights off on this tank and let it sit. Oh, see, there he goes. His tail almost looks like it's too big for him. I feel like there's a point where having these big tails is no longer good for him. Because I know a lot of people breed for like certain fins and stuff. All these guys have like the double tail split, whatever. It looks like I need to do some research on goldfish. So let me know what you guys think these are, and I'll try to do an update here in a bit. I do want to get some ram's horns in here to keep the glass nice and clean, and mainly the background. I can get to this front with a mag float, a mini mag float. The back glass is going to be a little bit harder to get my hand behind the tank. So I'll probably put some ram's horns in here to take care of that for me. But alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. I'm going to try to get video of this. Without like getting them awake. It's early in the morning. Seeing the reflection. They all sleep together. Even the gourami. They're like best buds. Oh, they're awake now. They all sleep together. Sorry, the tank's dirty. I'm waiting on these ram's horns to populate and work on that. but all the goldfish are doing great. Still looks like they're sleepy. Alright guys, it's been about a month since I've added the goldfish to the 75 from that 15 gallon that they came in. The 15 gallon doesn't have anything in it right now. I think I'm going to put some of my red cherry shrimp in here. I think they'll look awesome with the black substrate. I put some ram's horns in there just to keep it clean. I just topped off the water, that's why there's duckweed down here. I want to get the duckweed out because I hate duckweed. So I decided to release this all as one video instead of doing like weekly updates or anything on them. They're doing fantastic. And online, some people said that the gourami probably wouldn't get along with the goldfish very well. And I think I might have just said 4 goldfish, there's 3. And it's been basically the opposite. So the first few days, the gourami kind of was not really pushing them around, but you could tell he or she was not very happy with them. Granted, this gourami was with cichlids in this tank. This tank was a cichlid tank, and that's why there's no live plants, because they destroyed them all. The only one that survived was this Anubias. There's some jungle val that is kind of sprouting back up, but I don't know if the goldfish will allow that to grow out. Anyways, after a few days, they became like best buds. So I think I took a video of it. If it's in this video I'm making, then I did. If not, I will mention. I catch them sleeping over here together. The gourami will be here, and the goldfish are usually around it, and they all sit on the bottom and sleep together. But they basically hang out together. There's no hostility between the two species. Goldfish, this is the first time I've kept, like, I don't know if you call these fancy goldfish. I always had like little feeder goldfish like growing up, and I gotta tell you, these are probably my favorite fish I have right now. They're just so much fun to watch, and it's to the point where I want to completely tear this tank down and redo it, and I'm not really sure what I'll do yet. I really want to put a sump on the system and get rid of the heater and the canister setup, so that way that's all cleaned up and you won't see it. And speaking of the canister, this is a Sun, and I just serviced it today, and it's been, oh man. So I've had that Sun since I got this tank, so it's been running for at least 3 or 4 years, and I've only serviced it now twice. And the first time I serviced it, I had a heck of a time getting the O-ring on it to reseal. I had to take it off, put some silicone on it, silicone lube, not like silicone sealant, and like rotate the O-ring around to get it to seal, and it was leaking, and it was a nightmare. So I immediately ordered all new filter media and new O-rings for it off eBay, and they've been sitting down underneath for probably at least a year now since I last cleaned it. So I went ahead and cracked it open, and it was full of muck. Since I added the goldfish, they really sift through the sand a lot. So the water's got like microparticles in it like all the time. So it looks a little cloudy. Kind of looks worse on camera than it does in person. Like right now you can see there's like particles floating around. Kind of looks better on camera over here. That's how it like looks in person. So anyways, I cracked open that canister and I took all the media out. And it had a basket of charcoal, which I threw away because I'm sure it's no longer good. It's been there for 3 years now. The 3 baskets all have their own media pads. Those were completely disgusting, so I threw those out. And it had bio balls and bio rings. So I replaced the filter media. I cleaned the bio balls and rings. I did not clean it in like tank water. I used tap water, so it probably killed off any beneficial bacteria that there was in there. This tank is very mature, so I'm not worried about it crashing right now. I will keep an eye on it and continue to do water changes as necessary to make sure my water stays in good condition for them. anyways, I put the new media in, and I doubled up. Since I got rid of the charcoal, I added an extra layer of the like polyfill material, and it's only been running on here, I don't know, maybe for an hour or so. It's already looking a lot better than it was before. I think it was just so clogged up that it wasn't really filtering out anything that was fine particles. So Charlotte's watching them. She's always got to make it into one of my videos, but she likes watching them too. And yeah, so I just want to say they're doing good. I added some more ram's horns in here. Since I no longer have the cichlids, I don't have them killing. These are just empty shells laying around from when I had cichlids, but there's a live one. There's one there, and I'm sure there's more elsewhere in the tank. But I'm getting adults because anything that's tiny, these guys kind of just suck up. So I'm putting adults in there. They'll have babies, but if they're tiny and they suck them up, it's not that big of a deal. I'm afraid of any medium-sized ones getting stuck in their mouths or in their throats. So I'm only putting large adults in, and then if they have any babies, I'm not worried about them because they'll just suck them down. If that's a bad idea, let me know. I can always get more neorites. I had a bunch of neorites in this tank before, and then when I got my convicts, they killed them all, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the goldfish. I think this will be my last video on them. They're doing really, really well. They are loving the 75-gallon compared to the 15-gallon bow front. I really enjoy this wood with the Anubias on it, so I'm not going to take that out. It's going to stay in there. So I think I'm going to get some cherry shrimp out of my fish room, put them in here, and that way I can enjoy some shrimp out here in my family room. And I will have to change this tank around, and I really want to do a sump on it, so that'll be a future project. But thanks for watching, guys, and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys later.